Hey everyone, and a super warm welcome back to Motor Review Matrix.
Great to be here.
Today, you are definitely in for a treat because we're diving deep, like really duck into the Mahindra BE6.
That's right.
Specifically, that amazing Desert Mist edition we've seen. And trust me, this isn't just, another electric SUV. It feels like, well, a statement.
It absolutely is. Their whole philosophy seems wrapped up in that tagline they use. Be bold, be fierce, be limitless, just be.
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful. And honestly, when you look at the BE6, you kind of see that ambition right there in the metal.
You totally nailed it. That sporty look, the way the surfaces are sculpted. Even the aero bits, they're not just for show, are they?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
They definitely hint at, performance, agility.
Yeah.
Makes you think it'll be fun to drive.
Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts then, because under that, striking skin is something really new. The INGLO electric origin architecture.
Right, INGLO. Yeah. And what's interesting here is it's not just your standard EV platform. They're calling it uniquely adaptable. It's like a mix of Indian design spirit and, well, global engineering standards.
So like a sophisticated base.
Exactly. A base that lets them integrate some really cutting-edge stuff seamlessly.
And the components list sounds, frankly, amazing. We're talking intelligent semi-active dampers,
Wow.
a 5-link independent suspension, which is pretty high-end.
It is.
An advanced LFP battery that's lithium iron phosphate, right? Known for being stable.
Correct. Good for safety and longevity.
Then there's high-power steering with VGR, this I-Link front suspension thing, and even brake-by-wire with IEB. It really feels like they thought about everything from the ground up.
They clearly did.
Yeah.
And look at the innovation stats. 152 patents, 45 design registrations.
Wow.
That tells you a lot about the original thinking that went into just the platform itself. It's not just off-the-shelf parts.
Now, something that's always huge for me, and I know for you watching too, safety. And Mahindra seems to be making a big point with INGLO here.
They are.
7 airbags mentioned, front, side protection, plus a reinforced body-in-white structure. Sounds solid.
It does sound robust. And when you look specifically at the battery safety, the testing, it's pretty remarkable.
Tell me more.
Well, the thermal tests, for instance, they say it withstood 900 degrees Celsius.
900? For how long?
For 3 minutes.
Ew.
With no fire. That's
Yeah.
some serious heat resistance. Gives you confidence.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Seriously impressive. And the testing didn't stop there, did it?
No way. They hit it with vibration tests, too, like 30 to 50 gram shock loads. They explicitly say it's built for, tough road conditions like we often see.
Makes sense.
Then you've got robust HV safety testing against electric shocks and even water leakage tests. Submerged for 30 minutes. Apparently no water got in.
30 minutes underwater. Okay, that's thorough. They're really trying to cover all the bases for durability and safety.
Absolutely. It paints a picture of a battery system that's just engineered for resilience. And think about the overall testing numbers.
What were they again?
Over 14,500 hours. And get this, over 5.5 million kilometers tested.
5.5 million.
Yeah, that much real-world and simulated testing.
Yeah,
It really suggests reliability, doesn't it?
it really does. Okay, let's talk about the big one for EVs. Range. The BE6 with the bigger battery, the 79-kilometer one. What are the numbers?
The certified figure, MIDC P1 plus P2, is 683 kilometers, which is, big number.
Huge. But what about real life?
That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're claiming over 500 kilometers real world in city driving, even with the AC blasting.
Over 500 kilometers city driving. That's fantastic. That really tackles range anxiety.
Exactly. And they even gave specific city examples, which I thought was smart, like 508 kilometers in Bengaluru up to maybe 553 kilometers down in Trivandrum.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah. Gives you a much better feel for what you might actually get rather than just one lab number.
Totally. And if you're getting that kind of real-world range, the idea of maybe charging just once a week
becomes very realistic for a lot of people's commutes, right?
Yeah, it suddenly makes EV ownership feel much simpler, less daunting.
It really lowers that barrier, the perceived hassle of charging all the time.
Okay, performance time. Let's talk about how this thing moves. A 10-meter turning circle diameter. That sounds tight.
Very handy for city driving, U-turns, tight parking spots.
Yeah.
Definitely improves maneuverability.
And braking. 100 to 0 kilometers in 40 meters.
That strong stopping power gives you confidence knowing you can stop quickly and safely.
Good numbers. And the motor itself.
We're looking at 210 kilowatts of power. That's quite a bit. And 380 newton meters of torque.
So it should feel punchy.
Definitely. And the 0-100 kilometer ride time is quoted at 6.7 seconds. So yeah, it's got some serious get up and go for an ESUV.
Nice blend of efficiency and performance then. And what about that suspension you mentioned earlier, the intelligent adaptive suspension?
Right, the one that adjusts damping force in just 15 milliseconds.
15 milliseconds.
Yeah, that's incredibly fast. It means the suspension is constantly adapting, like in real time, to the road surface.
So better handling and better comfort.
That's the goal. A more refined ride, smoother over bumps, but still sharp when you need it to be. Should make for a really dynamic feel.
Let's step inside now. Mahindra's talking up best-in-class cabin space.
Uh-huh. Big focus on practicality, it seems.
Yeah, 1,522 liters of total cabin volume. The boot specifically is 455 liters, which sounds pretty decent.
That's a good size. Useful for families, luggage.
They didn't forget the frunk, 45 liters up front.
Ah, the frunk. Always handy.
And get this, it has a drain hole.
Oh, that's smart. So you can
Yeah.
put wet stuff in there, muddy boots, whatever. Nice touch.
Really thoughtful detail, isn't it? Adds to the convenience.
It does. And speaking of convenience, a gesture-controlled power tailgate.
Yes, for when your hands are full of shopping bags.
Or kids or dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, those little things make a big difference day to day. Makes life just that bit easier.
absolutely. It's often those clever integrations that you end up loving the most.
Totally agree. It shows they've thought about how people will actually use the car.
Comfort seems key, too. They're really pushing the whisper quiet cabin idea. Quiet even up to 130-kilometer.
That's a big claim. If true, it would make long drives much less tiring, much more relaxing.
Definitely. A quiet cabin just feels more premium, doesn't it? Lets you enjoy the audio system or just chat.
Or just enjoy the silence, yeah. Reduces fatigue significantly.
And sticking with the cabin environment, best-in-class air conditioning with serious filtration.
Yeah, 95 per PM, 2.5 filtration, they say. Plus a VR-led smart air purifier. Sounds like clean air inside is a major priority.
Especially important in cities these days. And UV protection, too.
99.5% filtration from 400 millimeter UV rays. That's basically blocking almost all of it. Offers real protection from the sun.
So comfort, clean air, sun protection, they're really thinking about occupant well-being inside.
Seems like it. Creating a healthy and comfortable space inside the vehicle.
Okay, hold on to your hats for this next bit because it sounds like pure sci-fi. They're calling it the fastest mind in the automotive world.
Right, the computing power.
And it's driven by 4 high-performance computing chips. 4.
Yeah, HPC chips. Allowing for, what was the number? 51 trillion operations per second.
51 trillion, and that's astronomical. What does that even mean in practice?
It means incredibly fast, real-time responses. It enables really advanced safety systems, complex driver assistance features. Basically, the car can think and react incredibly quickly.
So 51 TOPS, 75 million lines of code? That's some serious processing power.
It really is. And it's managed through something called a zonal architecture.
Zonal architecture, explain that.
It's a newer way of wiring cars, basically. Instead of one central brain trying to do everything, you have powerful processors in different zones of the car handling tasks locally but communicating super fast. It's more efficient, faster, allows for better multitasking.
Okay, that makes sense. And it's all backed up by 24 gigs of RAM.
24 giddy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's more than a lot of laptops. Shows the computational demands here.
It's basically a supercomputer on wheels.
Getting close. Then there's MAIA.
MAIA, inspired by the Sanskrit for magic, right? This is the software brain.
Exactly. The advanced software architecture, the neural network, they call it.
Yeah.
And it runs on that powerful Qualcomm Snapdragon 8295 chip.
Okay, that chipset name rings a bell. What's special about it?
It's built on a tiny 5-nanometer process. Super efficient, super powerful. We're talking 200K DMAPs, 46 TOPS for AI tasks, 3,000 GFLOPS for graphics. Just huge numbers.
So MEIA can process billions of commands instantly.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Real-time processing for instant responsiveness, making the car feel intelligent and intuitive.
They even compared it to a luxury phone, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Showed MAI significantly outperforming it across the board. CPU, GPU, AI processing.
That really puts it in perspective. Shows how much power modern cars need for all this tech.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
ADIs, infotainment, vehicle intelligence. It all adds up computationally.
Okay, so inside the cabin again. That digital cockpit sounds cool. Split center console, 2 big screens.
Dual 12.3-inch screens, yeah. High resolution, gives you a really modern, techie feel. Lots of info display space.
Standard fare for high-end EVs now, almost.
Yeah.
But this Vision X thing, augmented reality heads-up display.
Now that sounds interesting. Projecting info onto the windshield, but with augmented reality layers.
So navigation arrows appearing on the road ahead, that kind of thing. Keeps your eyes up.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big safety benefit. But they also mention remote vehicle controls, service scheduling, safety analytics, all projected.
That's what it sounds like. Accessing all that without looking down, that could be a game changer.
Could be. AR HUDs are definitely the next step.
Right.
If done well, it's a huge plus for convenience and reducing distraction.
And setting the mood. Light me up ambient lighting sounds fun.
Uh-huh. Customizable lighting. And that infinity roof.
Yeah, the panoramic roof with 16 million color options for the ambient light shining through it.
16 million. Okay, so you can definitely personalize the atmosphere in there, make it feel spacious, set a vibe.
Totally. And then there's the Live Your Mood system. 3 modes: calm, cozy, club.
Right. And the lighting apparently adapts dynamically to your driving.
So the car's ambiance changes based on how you're driving or the mode you've picked?
Seems so. It's about creating a more immersive experience, linking the car's feeling to your own, more engaging.
Very cool. Now, for the audiophiles listening, you'll want to hear this.
The sound system?
Oh, yeah. Harman Kardon. 1,400 watts, 16 speakers.
16 speakers. Wow.
And Dolby Atmos support, tweeters, woofers, sub, mids, amp, the works. Sounds like a concert hall on wheels.
With that spec, yeah. Harman Kardon, 16 speakers, Dolby Atmos. That promises a seriously high-fidelity, immersive audio experience. Big tick for music lovers.
Definitely. And for those tricky parking moments, Auto Park.
Ah, yes. Effortless parking, they say.
Always welcome. Takes the stress out of parallel parking or tight spots.
Absolutely. Good automated parking systems are a real convenience, especially in busy cities.
And finally, driving modes. From eco to ego.
Interesting name. Suggests a wide range, right? From super efficient to, well, more performance-focused.
Lets you tailor the car's feel to the road, or your mood, basically. Customizable experience.
Exactly. Optimizing performance efficiency, handling, giving the driver control over how the car behaves. Makes it more engaging.
So bringing it all together, the Mahindra BE6, especially in that desert mist, it really looks like a very strong package, doesn't it?
It really does. It feels bold, like they said. Fierce performance seems likely. Technologically packed.
Limitless tech, almost.
Yeah.
And a big focus on safety throughout.
Yeah, from the structure to the battery to the driver assist, we haven't even detailed yet. Like level 2 plus 8A as the monitoring
But
systems.
we didn't even get to Identity or Secure 360 yet.
Right.
Or the dimensions, charging specs, so much more.
Maybe for another time.
Yeah.
But based on what we've covered, that impressive range, the power, the INGLO platform itself.
And MAIA, Vision X, that amazing cabin.
It feels like Mahindra is really pushing hard here, making a serious statement in the electric SUV space. It looks like a compelling vision of the future for them.
It certainly seems that way. A really exciting vehicle to watch out for. Okay, that's all we have time for in this deep dive.
A lot to digest.
Definitely. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Motor Review Matrix for more in-depth reviews.